Hello, thank you for joining Red Deer Public Library for a presentation by the Alberta Securities Commission on Cryptocurrency. The presenter is James MacTavish, Alberta Securities Commission Senior Advisor. James is based in Calgary. Thank you, James, for sharing your expertise with us. I will pass the screen to you.
Great, thanks so much, Kim. Hi, everyone. I'm now going to share my presentation. All right, so as Kim mentioned, my name is James MacTavish. I'm a Senior Advisor of Investor Education here at the Alberta Securities Commission. So I know a lot of people are maybe watching this presentation live or going to be watching the recording of this presentation later because they're so interested in the idea of investing in cryptocurrencies and making lots of money. But there is a lot to understand about cryptocurrencies, and understanding the fundamentals and the inherent risks as well as the chances of scams and frauds is only going to help you as an investor and as someone who might add an alternative investment like cryptocurrencies to their investment portfolio. So today's presentation is really to walk through cryptocurrencies, how they work, how they operate, how they are valued, and what you should consider before investing in them. And before we get into the nitty-gritty, I just want to quickly remind folks that today's presentation is to provide helpful information about crypto assets, and it's not intended to provide legal, accounting, or other professional advice. I'm going to save the Q&A portion till the end of the presentation and answer the questions then. And if I don't have an answer for your question, we can always email me and we can talk to a subject matter expert here at the ASC about it. All right. So who are we? If you haven't heard about the Alberta Securities Commission, don't worry, we don't take any offense to it. The ASC is the regulatory agency responsible for administering the province's securities laws. We have about 200 plus employees who create and enforce the laws, rules, and regulations that govern the Alberta capital market. While we report to the Alberta government, we are funded by market participants. So when a company or person is required to be registered under the Alberta Securities Act, or a company goes public, they pay us fees as a means to ensure a fair and efficient capital market and investor protection and education like today's program. So what will we talk about today? Well, we're going to walk through understanding crypto assets and cryptocurrencies. And you might be wondering, what's the difference? We're going to cover that. The fundamentals of blockchain and ledger technology. So really the underpinnings of crypto assets and how they operate. Buying and selling and holding crypto assets. Very important things to understand before anyone starts investing in them. Tax considerations, common investing mistakes, and considerations before investing in cryptocurrencies and crypto assets. So what are crypto assets? Well, cryptocurrencies are a type of crypto asset. Crypto assets are digitally represented coins or tokens that typically rely on distributed ledger, aka blockchain technology, and cryptography. And this is really to conduct a variety of functions and serve multiple purposes. If you don't have a clue what distributed ledger or blockchain is, that's okay. We will walk through how this technology works, and more importantly, how it relates to crypto assets. So crypto assets versus cryptocurrency. So while cryptocurrencies are the popular name for these digital tokens and coins, the more accurate title is crypto assets. The reason being is that while it may seem logical to call them a currency since they are coins and can be used to purchase goods and services, albeit not widely available as everywhere as payment methods, they are not regulated like a traditional currency issued by a central bank and are not considered legal tender under the Canadian Currency Act. It is worth noting that while Canada has not adopted a cryptocurrency as legal tender, some countries and central banks have adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, including El Salvador. Last but not least, crypto assets can serve multiple purposes than just being a medium of exchange. Let's take a look. So while some crypto assets were intended to operate as a digital medium of exchange, i.e. serve as a form of payment, just like cash, not every crypto asset was created for or is actually used for that purpose. Crypto assets will often serve one or more of the following purposes. A store of value, so something that to be bought and held with the hopes of maintaining or increasing its value. for use in the context of a particular ecosystem or network. So a right to participate, often called the utility token, and a digital representation of an ownership interest in an asset or a business, or a right to a share of profits or a revenue stream. And this is usually called a security token. And if it sounds like owning a share of a company, it's almost like the same thing. So how are crypto assets valued? Well, the value of a crypto asset is often determined by its evolving utility, the public's interest in it, and the current levels of supply and demand. As such, the price of a crypto asset may be driven primarily or solely by speculative demand that may be unsustainable and cause dramatic fluctuations in the value of the crypto asset itself. This volatility in price of a crypto asset may result in losing all or most of your investment. In other words, crypto assets are worth only what people are willing to pay for them at a given point in time. So something to be mindful of. For many investors, crypto assets are new to them. When looking at the variety of securities available and their level of risk, crypto assets fall under alternative investments, all the way down here. These are investments that are considered unconventional, novel, and complex, but can offer higher potential returns alongside higher to very high risk. And the thing I want to highlight there is the potential. It's not a guarantee that you will get big returns from cryptocurrencies and crypto assets. When considering whether crypto assets have a place in your investment portfolio, consider first your risk tolerance, and that's your ability and willingness to take risk with your money, and the investment goals you're looking to achieve with their addition. They might not be appropriate for the goals you're trying to reach, and you could be looking at other more appropriate investments. So what is blockchain and distributed ledger technology? Because I've mentioned it a few times here, and you might be completely puzzled. Well, often misused and interchanged with cryptocurrency, blockchain technology is the online infrastructure that permits and records the transactions of crypto assets for all participants securely using cryptography, hence the term crypto. As a transaction of crypto assets takes place on the blockchain, a peer-to-peer network confirms and validates the transaction and adds it to a growing list of records called blocks. Once a block is complete, it is then linked to the previous block in the chain in chronological order and is irreversible and visible to anyone on the system. The key feature of blockchain technology is decentralization through the use of its distributed ledger technology. Decentralization means that the secure settlement and clearing of crypto assets in a transaction are done so without the involvement of a central third party, such as a financial institution or government. Investors should be mindful that although many cryptocurrencies are designed with the aspirational goal of being decentralized, some are operated by one or more parties with centralized control. So blockchain and crypto assets. Well, blockchain fundamentally changes how transactions take place. When comparing crypto asset transactions on a blockchain against transactions conducted in the traditional financial services environment, crypto asset transaction fees are set within an open network in which a client sets the amount they are willing to pay for a transaction, and the network and its users either accept or request a higher fee. Transactions are not tied to normal work hours of a financial institution and can take place at any time of day all year long. You could do it on Christmas Day, you could do it on New Year's Day. Anytime you can make a transaction with crypto assets on a blockchain. And transactions can happen as privately as a user wishes if purchased anonymously through a peer-to-peer network. However, if purchased through a dealer or a marketplace or an exchange, the crypto asset is tied to the holder of the account in an identifiable way. And finally, transactions can be confirmed and validated without the need or involvement of a central third party, which is groundbreaking stuff when it comes to understanding crypto assets and what blockchain does for it. So let's walk through how a typical transaction would take place on a blockchain. In this example, we'll use the most popular crypto asset, Bitcoin. So first, a transaction would be initiated by the user looking to buy, sell, or trade Bitcoin. This could be to trade the Bitcoin for other assets, such as cash, other crypto assets, or for a good and service. A fee decided upon by the user for the transaction is included with the request. Next, under this section, the peer-to-peer network receives a transaction request, and those wanting to participate in the transaction either accept the fee or turn it away. At this point, if no one wants to help complete the transaction, the user may have to increase their fee. Moving on to step 3, those that accept the transaction utilize their computers to solve computations to confirm and validate the transaction. In return, those users that successfully complete the computation receive both a percentage of the fee as well as a fractional ownership of a new Bitcoin. This process is called Bitcoin mining, and this process is also what solely adds more Bitcoin into circulation. In step 4, with the transaction validated, it is then linked into the block on the blockchain. This is grouped with other transactions taking place and are applied in chronological order. On step 5, once a block is filled, it is then linked to the previous blocks in the chain, and with that, the transaction is fully completed, immutable, and irreversible. Another type of blockchain transaction is called proof of stake. And this example I've shown is called proof of work. But in proof of stake, it's an alternative distributed consensus mechanism where a person is selected out of a group of participants called forgers to validate a block of transactions. Much like mining, when the selected person successfully creates a valid block, they will receive 2 amounts in one payment. One amount will represent the creation of a new crypto asset on the network, and the other amount will represent the fees from transactions. With this, one of the key benefits of proof of stake is that it's considerably less resource intensive, so it requires less energy and electricity from all these computers that are trying to solve a computation. It's way less resource intensive to conduct, and is growing in popularity with crypto assets like Ethereum adopting its use in 2022. Buying and selling crypto assets. So when it comes to trading crypto assets like Bitcoin, there are 2 main ways that it can be traded. Directly through a peer-to-peer network, as we described with the blockchain transaction before, or far more commonly through online crypto asset trading platforms. Let's review how Alberta Securities laws apply to crypto assets and crypto asset trading platforms, and more importantly, what those security laws mean for investors. So, the name given to the crypto asset does not determine whether or not it's subject to Alberta securities laws. It's determined by the substance of the crypto asset. When crypto assets are shares or other forms of securities or derivatives, they are subject to Alberta securities laws if traded in Alberta. But it is worth noting that regardless of whether a crypto asset is deemed a security or not, if a trading platform holds custody of the crypto assets for Alberta clients, for example, the platform holds the private key for a client, then securities laws does apply. As such, it is strongly recommended that Albertans do not allow unregistered crypto asset trading platforms to have custody or control over their crypto assets, or they will not have the protections that securities regulators can provide. So, what are the benefits of working with a registered crypto asset trading platform? Well, the regulation of crypto assets continues to evolve and improve. Currently, many crypto asset trading platforms accessible by Albertans are subject to Alberta securities laws and are seeking to be registered as securities dealers and possibly regulated as a marketplace in order to be in compliance with regulatory requirements. Investing through online platforms registered with the Alberta Securities Commission or the regulator in your province or territory provide you with various investor protections. These protections provide comfort that the platform has measures to address secure handling of client funds, safekeeping of assets, protection of personal information, risk disclosure, and surveillance from market manipulation, fraud, and unfair trading. It is worth noting that some foreign crypto asset platforms dealing with Alberta clients require registration, but may try to avoid doing so. Another important aspect of trading is the custody or holding of your crypto assets. Investors can hold their digital coins in a number of ways, with the 2 main ways being through a crypto asset trading platform or through their own digital wallet. Many investors do not hold their crypto assets themselves, but rather rely on crypto asset trading platforms to do so. In this case, the platform typically holds a private key, similar to a password, that allows for transacting the crypto assets. In this case, according to the blockchain or distributed ledger, which is the official record if we remember, the platform, not the client, is the owner of the crypto assets. The client will have a contract with the platform that gives them a right to be delivered the crypto asset, but the owner of the record on the blockchain will be the platform. Many investors prefer using crypto asset trading platforms for the convenience of not having to create their own wallet and securely maintaining the private key. However, doing this requires that investors to rely on the platform and to trust that it can and will deliver the crypto asset when requested, and that the platform has sufficient resources and controls in place to continuously operate, including security against hacking and theft. If a crypto asset is not held through a crypto asset trading platform, to be able to trade the crypto asset, an investor will need to hold it in a digital wallet and securely maintain the private key. If you lose your private key, it can be very difficult or impossible to gain access to your crypto assets within. A great story about this, well, not great, but there is a notorious story about someone who had a digital wallet that he forgot the password to, and he had bought Bitcoin way back when it first started in 2009, and he had millions upon millions of dollars in Bitcoin sitting in a digital wallet that he could not access. It's so important that if you have a key with your digital wallet, which everyone will when they open one, to remember what that password is. So let's walk through what those digital wallets come in two main forms. So hot wallets and cold wallets. So hot wallets, also known as online wallets, hot wallets run on connected devices like computers, mobile phones, and tablets through the internet. Maintaining crypto assets in a hot wallet allows them to be conveniently traded, but increases the risk that the device can be hacked and the crypto assets stolen. Cold wallets are wallets that are not connected to the internet and offer fewer opportunities for potential hacking of a user's address and private key. Similar to a USB drive, cold wallets allow users to view their portfolio without connecting to the internet and putting their private key at risk. And it only connects to the internet at the time of trading, which is very important. So tax considerations with crypto assets. Like any security, there are tax considerations when trading crypto assets. Under the Income Tax Act of Canada, crypto assets are generally treated as a commodity. You can find great information at the Canadian Revenue Agency on this topic. In general, while you won't be taxed for owning crypto assets, you will be taxed for their disposition. Disposition simply means the action of giving, selling, or transferring the crypto assets. This includes selling crypto assets or giving to someone as a gift, trading it or exchanging it for another crypto asset, converting it to Canadian dollars or other government-issued currency, or using it to buy goods and services. Additionally, the disposition of crypto assets may be considered business income and be subject to business tax. There are a number of common signs outlined by the CRA that can help you identify if how you're utilizing crypto assets is considered a business. Again, all this information is on the CRA website. The activity is for commercial reasons. You undertake activities and act in a business-like manner. You promote a product or service, and you show that you intend to make a profit. Some examples of cryptocurrency businesses the CRA note are cryptocurrency mining, cryptocurrency trading, and cryptocurrency exchanges, including ATMs. Taxation on crypto assets is complex and always evolving, and should be reviewed carefully on the CRA website or discussed with a tax specialist before trading. So other ways to invest in crypto assets. Well, investors can invest in certain crypto assets without having to acquire the digital coins directly. There are now several exchange-traded funds, ETFs, that hold Bitcoin and Ether, two of the most highly traded crypto assets. Publicly traded funds are generally required to hold predominantly liquid assets, so investors can sell their funds when needed. Private investment funds typically only allow redemption annually, so you're only allowed to cash out once a year, and therefore may invest in less liquid assets. While more readily accessible and regulated under securities laws, crypto asset investment funds are still susceptible to the same inherent risks as the crypto assets they invest in, including market volatility, cyber attacks, and crypto asset trading platform default. So, common crypto asset investing mistakes. Well, the first is not identifying your financial goals and aligning your investments to meet them. The first thing we teach about investing is to define what your financial goals are from them. By having financial goals, you're better able to adjust your expectations for what your investments are supposed to do, what types of investments you're supposed to take based off of your time horizon and level of risk tolerance. And really that can help you pick out the appropriate investments to meet your needs. Without your financial goals in place and a financial plan built out for your investments, you're waywardless and almost exposes you to too much risk right off the bat because you're really not investing against your goals. So when it comes to investing in crypto assets, first outline your financial goals and see if it even makes sense that crypto assets are a security or investment that you want to have within it. You might find that there's other investments that are more appropriate to meet your financial goals. The next is investing before researching. And that is really not taking that time to understand how the crypto asset performs and the basis of that crypto asset. First, you should understand more about the crypto asset, what the public is saying about it, and the opportunities for it to change over time and evolve its utility. By understanding these specific components around crypto assets, the better you can understand if it has a chance to grow and outperform its other competitors in the space. Additionally, by doing your research, you can also make sure that you're not investing in a crypto asset that might be fraudulent, whether that's something that was a fake asset, a fake crypto asset like the Squid coin that came up just recently. And this is really a story about what's called a rug pull. And what happened with this is that a coin was created called the Squid coin. And the creators of the Squid coin did this just in tandem with the Netflix show. So lots of popularity around the Squid Game show. So with that, a lot of people started investing in this coin and purchasing this coin. So it went from fractions of a penny all the way up to around $2,800 US per coin. What wasn't known was that the creators of this coin had actually amassed a large quantity of this coin on an exchange. And once its value reached 2,800, they pulled out all of their coins to really take a lot of money out of the coin itself and devalue it. So it dropped back down to zero and really took money from all investors who bought into the Squid Game. But by doing that research beforehand, a lot of these investors who bought into the Squid Game coin could have seen the red flags around this, including not being able to sell the coin within 2 years, and the fact that there was very little information around it and how it just popped up out of nowhere. That's just one of the reasons why investing before researching is one of the biggest mistakes you can make with any investment. Next is not knowing your risk tolerance or comfort. And this is something that's so important for all investors. By understanding your risk tolerance, you understand the level of risk you can take with your money and the comfort level you have with risking your money. Everyone has a different risk tolerance. And I highly recommend that if you don't know what your risk tolerance is, you take the Check Your Risk Tolerance quiz at checkfirst.ca, or talk to your financial advisor if you have one who will know and have a Know Your Client form that will outline what your risk tolerance is. Remember that when it comes to crypto assets, that there is a very high level of risk when investing in them. Make sure you understand that level of risk and invest within your risk tolerance. If you invest outside of it, you're really exposing yourself to way too much risk that you could potentially lose more money than you're able to actually lose, and will keep you up at night. You don't want to invest with you being anxious all the time. You want to invest within your limits. Next, ignoring your risk tolerance. Remember, crypto assets are very high risk, and your emotions, the fear of missing out, anxiety, all of that can play into you forgetting it and taking the chance to invest in crypto assets. If you really want to invest in crypto assets, make sure you understand that level of risk you're willing to take and the amount of money that you could just end up losing completely. If you really want to have crypto assets within your portfolio, make sure you define what that number is that you are okay with losing, if not all of that money. And remember, invest within your risk tolerance. And investing with an unregulated platform. If you're looking to have a platform hold custody of your crypto assets, you have to ensure that they are registered. It is such a critical tool to utilize a registered platform, And you can use the CheckFirst tool at checkfirst.ca. It takes less than 2 minutes to do, and it's a great way to understand what platforms are registered and ensure that you're getting those investor protections that regulators can provide. And finally, social media and online investing trends. As crypto investing has grown in popularity, so too has the online forums and chat groups dedicated to discussing, speculating, and boasting about crypto investment returns and overall portfolio performance. Remember that if you invest in crypto assets, your greatest tool is staying focused on your investing plan and cutting through the noise with diligent research and judicious judgment on what investments make sense for your portfolio. Always consider the source of investing advice. The person offering it could be speculating, inflating, or improperly communicating information. And worse yet, be a fraudster trying to steal your money through fraudulent crypto trading platforms or a scam. So remember, consider the source of the investment advice. Online chat rooms are unregulated and information is usually speculative and often provided by individuals with no qualifications or proficiencies. Others may inflate or improperly communicate their investment returns. And always check the validity of any investment and the registration of the individual or firm offering it. So I also want to talk about crypto-related investment scams. Now, with all the inherent risks, high risks of investing in crypto assets, they continue to see significant growth and interest from the public as their accessibility increases. As this trend continues to generate excitement, fraudsters will continue to utilize the popularity of crypto assets to promote crypto scams to potential investors. Here are just a few snippets, both local, national, and worldwide. Crypto asset investment scams are on the rise globally, and the targeting of Albertans is no different. Just recently, I was contacted by someone who was swindled out of thousands in a crypto investment scam. She came across a WhatsApp group advertising its members as crypto analysts that could help you invest in crypto assets and maximize returns for a small commission and little to no risk. The scheme had the victim purchase crypto on an exchange-traded platform, transfer the crypto to the unknowingly fake exchange platform, and then the fraudster then provided the victim with a WhatsApp contact to reach out to weekly to withdraw what she had earned for that week. If this sounds odd, that's because it absolutely is. But the grooming tactics of fraudsters can make these types of transactions and investments seem normal. This ran smoothly for 3 weeks, in which the victim saw perceived returns on her money. This excited her, and she repeated the process of buying more crypto on the exchange traded platform and sending it to the fake platform. Upon requesting her returns on the 4th week, she was told that she was not allowed to receive any more profits until she provided a security deposit. Once she did that, the fraudster then specified that she had made too much money on her crypto investments and had to pay a 50% tax, which he said came to another $10,000. Fortunately, it was at this point in time that the students' alarm bells went off. As you can see, scams can target anyone who has even a modicum of interest in crypto and can quickly escalate through the use of social media and crypto platforms. In this next slide, I want to bring to your attention the following tips to avoid crypto-related investment scams. And I just want to remind everyone that there was this article on Yahoo Finance that outlines that crypto scams and hacks cost investors $14 billion in 2021 worldwide. That is a lot of money to the hacking and in crypto scams. So what do we do to be mindful and stay mindful of these red flags and stay safe? Well, the first is check the registration of the crypto asset trading platform before investing. Utilizing crypto asset trading platforms registered in Alberta provides investor protections that the Alberta Securities Commission can provide. Before investing on any platform that holds the custody of your crypto assets, check to ensure it is registered with the ASC. This can be done at checkfirst.ca, the investor education site at the ASC. And it takes 2 minutes to do and is completely free to do. Highly recommend visiting checkfirst.ca. The next is avoid social media and online groups promoting experts that can help you invest in crypto assets. You may find groups on apps like WhatsApp and websites that falsely promote themselves as analysts or advisors that can help you invest in crypto assets or maximize your returns with existing crypto assets for a fee. These scam artists will urge you to buy or move your existing crypto assets from your wallet or trading platform to them to invest. You may see early returns, but this is just to establish a false sense of credibility. They will request more money, claiming you need to recoup losses, increase your supposed gains, or pay taxes and fees on your investments. Ignore unsolicited investment opportunities offered through social media and dating apps. Scam artists often use social media and dating apps to take advantage of those looking for meaningful relationships and friendships. Be mindful that investment offers proposed by new friends or love interests online are red flags of investment fraud, and you should not get involved with it. Next is look out for guarantees of high returns with little to no risk of loss. Investing in crypto assets is high risk and carries the potential for high returns. Anyone who promises high returns with little to no risk to investors should not be trusted. This is one of the oldest and most prominent signs of investment fraud. The next is refuse remote access to your computer. Scammers will, while calling and pitching crypto asset investment offers, may try and convince you to allow remote access to your computer and guide you to a fake crypto asset trading platform to invest. The scam artist may even try and assist you with depositing money into a fake trading platform while stealing personal information, including bank account numbers, while using remote access. The next is be wary of crypto asset recovery offers. If you have lost money in false crypto investments previously, fraudsters may contact you and attempt to defraud you again by acting like they are part of an organization or law enforcement agency helping to recover your crypto assets or funds for a fee. Neither the fee nor the contact person is legitimate and should be reported to the ASC. Don't invest in anything you can't understand. And this one seems so basic, but a lot of people oftentimes forget this because of that element of the reward component of the investment. Scam artists like to use the high-pressure sales tactics, confusing jargon, and complex documents and explanations to try and override your suspicions and keep you focused on that reward aspect of their scheme. Always research the investment outside of the information provided by the individual before handing over your money or crypto assets. Be mindful that requests for wire transfers or for crypto assets to be sent to other crypto platforms or unknown accounts is not normal. Working with a registered investment advisor, these types of requests do not happen, and something that you should always be mindful of, as it's one of the main ways that fraudsters are trying to get you to send them money or crypto assets. So considerations before investing in crypto assets, because there's a lot of information we covered today. Well, crypto assets carry a high level of risk. And I think I've said that enough in this presentation that a lot of people will understand that really you're taking your risk level to the highest it can really go when it comes to investing in crypto assets. Investors should consider carefully before pursuing the following: lack of regulation or regulatory compliance. While regulations are evolving, many online trading platforms for crypto assets are not yet registered or regulated. This is limiting the protections afforded to investors. Regulated dealers and marketplaces are subject to various requirements designed to protect investors like you. Volatility. The value of a crypto asset is often hard to determine. As such, the price of a crypto asset may be driven primarily or solely by speculative demand that may be unsustainable and cause dramatic fluctuations in the value of the investment. A collapse in demand for a crypto asset may result in losing all or most of your investment. Now, one of the most highly traded crypto assets, Bitcoin, went from almost hitting $90,000 per coin USD to now being around 40,000 USD. That's a massive drop within a short span of approximately a month and a bit. So remember that there is volatility when it comes to crypto assets, and that level of risk that comes with it might be too severe for your investor profile. Liquidity. Trading crypto assets for another or for money that is legal tender may not be easy or cost effective. There is limited liquidity in some crypto assets with prices and bid-ask spreads, that is the spread between the price sought by a seller and the price offered by a buyer, varying widely across crypto asset trading platforms. Crypto assets trading platforms may also limit or suspend trading, or there may be limitations or suspensions imposed on funding and withdrawals from the accounts. These risks may limit your ability to liquidate your investments on a timely basis or without significant expense. Loss through fraud, theft, or hacking. Well, crypto assets are represented digitally and as such are susceptible to loss through theft, hacking, and the compromising or loss of digital wallets and keys. Further, there is a risk that software code behind the crypto assets may not actually function as it is represented and or may change or be subject to change. Since crypto assets are typically sold online, their creation and sale may be by persons located in foreign jurisdictions, making it difficult for law enforcement agencies to monitor or take action. Additionally, because trading in crypto assets is largely anonymous in a peer-to-peer network, it can attract parties engaged in illegal businesses and unscrupulous practices. These characteristics make crypto assets attractive to those intending to perpetrate scams and fraud. These risks could result in the loss of your investment. And finally, significant environmental impacts. At this point in time, crypto assets utilize a considerable amount of energy when thousands of computers on global networks are mining. According to a research report by Christian Stoll from MIT Center for Energy and Environmental Policy Research and Alex Vries from the Department of Economics at the University of Amsterdam, Bitcoin alone contributes to an annual e-waste generation of up to 30.7 metric kilotons as of May 2021. This is equal to the small IT equipment waste produced by a country such as the Netherlands. So a lot of energy for just confirming and validating of transactions of crypto assets. So the bottom line, crypto assets are high-risk investments that are not suitable for all investors. It may be tempting to see the tremendous growth of crypto assets like Bitcoin and think they need to be in your investment portfolio. Consider though the nature, longevity, and future application of crypto assets is largely unknown and evolving and may not be appropriate for your financial goals and plans. And ultimately, that's what we want to do at the end of the day. We want appropriate investments to help us reach our goals. Now, I just want to point everyone to a few important resources. Know your risk tolerance, a great quiz that you can take on checkfirst.ca to understand what your level of risk is when it comes to investing. The other is the check registration function, and this will allow you to check the registration of a platform that holds custody of your crypto assets. Remember, by investing with a platform that is registered with the ASE, there's investor protections that come along with that registration and having them work within regulatory rules and laws. So what can you report to us? So as the Alberta Securities Commission, we look and listen to the community. When you reach out to us about what you think might be a suspicious investment fraud, or you feel that you may have been involved with investment fraud, you can contact us. If it's securities fraud, investment fraud, insider trading, selective disclosure, unregistered individuals, Ponzi schemes, if you're not sure whether the type of fraud you've experienced or suspicious of, contact us anyways, and we can get you in touch with the right organization for that particular case. And that could be everything from the RCMP, the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center, Alberta Insurance Council. Don't suffer in silence. If you've experienced fraud or you're suspicious about a particular investment, contact us anyways. And I just want to remind everyone that checkfirst.ca is a free and unbiased resource with a wealth of information around investment literacy. So check it out for a free video learning series, quizzes and calculators, fact sheets, and that all-important check registration tool. And follow us on Twitter and Facebook at AAC Updates, as well as CheckFirst on Instagram, where we have a wealth of content, articles, and little investor tidbits of information to help you continue to grow your investment literacy. And if you're lazy like me, you can just subscribe to CheckFirst on our website and have this information delivered right to your inbox. So receive monthly unbiased investment articles, information, and investor alerts. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, james.mctavish@aac.ca, or call our toll-free line. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for joining me for today's presentation on investing in cryptocurrencies, the fundamentals and the risks. And I'm just going to move over into the Q&A portion if there's any questions from our viewers. All right. How are we doing, Kim, on questions?
I don't have a question so far, so I'll just pose one to you. Are you finding that a number of people are beginning with an interest in this trend for crypto assets, and then they're just becoming overwhelmed with all of the different ways you can go within it?
Yeah, definitely. I get a lot of questions about how to approach investing in cryptocurrencies, which one's the right one to take. And the hard answer is it's an ever evolving space. And cryptocurrencies, while there's Bitcoin and Ether as being some of the most popular, there's hundreds of thousands of different crypto assets that come into the market every day. And so it's really about taking that time to step back from it and understanding, what are you looking to gain from investing in crypto assets? What are your financial goals that you're trying to achieve? And really seeing, is this the appropriate investment for me when it comes to meeting those goals? And I always tell everyone, always come back to your risk tolerance and understanding what goals you're trying to achieve and pick the right investments for that, as opposed to what crypto assets should I take? Because there's thousands. But yeah.
That's good advice we've heard in your other programs as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a running theme, but it's one of those things where by sticking to your risk tolerance and remembering goals, you really find the suitable investments for you, and you're far less likely to expose yourself to risk or high risk investments that are way out of your league. So yeah.
Well, thank you very much, James. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, so I know it was a lot of information to cover tonight, but if you have any questions after this presentation that pop in your head, maybe just before you go to bed, feel free to email me at james.mctavish@aac.ca, and I'm happy to answer those questions via email. So feel free to reach out. We're always here to help.